Anuradha Vedic Astrology to all of you. Today, we are going to talk about Mercury as the Atmakaraka in our series of Atmakarakas. But before that, thank you so much for liking, sharing, and subscribing our YouTube and Spotify channels and writing in your comments and suggestions there. If you haven't subscribed to our channels, then please do so that you can listen to our videos and audios, and don't forget to press the bell icon so that you can get the update as soon as the videos and audios are released. So let us get back to Mercury as the Atmakaraka. As we know that the Atmakaraka is the planet that is most advanced in any of the 12 signs of the zodiac when it has charted a huge path. So we need to check out that planet, which is the Atmakaraka, and then we see that what is the sign where the Atmakaraka is placed in the D9. Having done that, we can then establish the soul's path with this combination of the sign and the planet. Now we come to Mercury, which is the Atmakaraka here. If you are to look at the Karakas of Mercury in any of the classical texts, one of the first Karakas that we get is education. Mercury is supposed to be a Kumara or the young boy. And for a youth, the education is of far excellence and most important. And having a good speech, a humorous speech goes a long way in establishing your identity and creating a goodwill for yourself. Mercury is also said to be the Karaka of speech and humor. So you will find that people who have a humorous bent of mind will have a strong Mercury, or probably Mercury as an Atmakaraka in their chart. Mercury is our planet of perception. It gives us a good Mercury in the chart will give that person a balanced outlook, how to look at things, how to understand things, and how to see whether the things are going the right direction. Then we need to check out Mercury as a yantra. Mercury is also said to be the good at metallurgy. It is supposed to show mixed metals. So this Mercury is also the knowledge of Mercury, because Mercury personifies knowledge. This knowledge, this education, this ability to work with different kinds of metals is the knowledge that one can gain and also be good at making yantras and recitation of mantras. Mercury represents all the precious stones also, and we should not forget that Mercury represents commerce. All the commercial knowledge that we have, all the apara vidya, that is the knowledge that we find around, has to come somewhere in connection with Mercury. And Mercury as the lord of the 6th house of the natural zodiac, that is Virgo, and being exalted in the 6th house of the natural zodiac, talks totally about a good Mercury knows, balances out the profits and losses right there in the mind in whatever that they do. So the ability to be a good businessman will definitely come with a strong Mercury. So if Mercury is your Atmakarak, you would be keen on education, learning at the very least, would have a good speech and would know how to balance things out. Mercury typically is said to have a lot of effect on all the humors. It is supposed to have an effect on all the colors, variegated colors, so all the different kinds of precious stones. So that is why Mercury is said to be one that allows everything to amalgamate, or allows everything to come to a strong togetherness, gets everything together. Now let us talk about Mercury as the Atmakarak in the D9 and different rasis, not the houses, but the rasis here. When we talk about Mercury in Aries, Mercury shows a lean body, and there's a lot of agility in the body of the person. The person is very quick to take an action. The person has a very sharp mind, and the person could be hasty also. If this Mercury is afflicted, if this Mercury has a strong affliction with Mars, then the person is very quick in whatever that it does, puts in a lot of energy in the body itself, because Aries typically talks about the body, it talks about agility. Mercury itself is an agile planet, works very swiftly. Mars energy puts in a lot of effort there also. When a Jupiter energy would make a person very learned, would again make a person very agile, but would get the person to be very good at talking or taking quick decisions, not working hastily. So the effect of other planets on the Atmakaraka makes a lot of difference. When we talk about Mercury in Taurus makes a person excellent in their speech. Such people do not probably speak much, but whenever they speak, they have a good listening power also. But whenever they speak, they will be hitting the nail on the head. And these people also accept advice. They're good at respecting elders. They're very clever in whatever they do. Their sense of business is very strong, because Taurus is a sign of business. So these people know how to calculate their profits and losses very well. Because again, as we saw that Mercury is a planet which represents commerce, and this is a pure commercial sign. And these people with Mercury in this sign, they make very strong and happy commercial decisions, which go a long way in increasing their wealth. When we talk about Mercury as the Atmakaraka in the sign of Gemini, in the D9, these people have a great sense of humor. What more? It's a sign of communication, and Mercury is good at debate. So these people have great debating abilities, and they're hugely humorous. You will find that these people can have people in splits. They are quite learned. They're very good at work, and they're quite dexterous. It whatever they put their hands in, they're likely to excel in that art, because the sign Gemini also represents your arms, and Mercury represents dexterity of the person. These people want to lead a comfortable life. They're good tradesmen, because you have to understand that the trade needs a strong exchange of words, strong exchange of ideas. And this sign, Mercury in Gemini, gives people good ideas. These people want to be independent in life, don't want to be boggled down. And what more, they do lead a comfortable life also. It's an airy sign through and through, with the Mercury being a strong planet. These people don't like to be tied down. In continuation with Mercury in the sign of Cancer, in this watery sign, it wants to be independent, it wants to travel. Travel is one of the karakas of Mercury. So these people do want to travel. But these people have a very temperamental nature also. Why so? Because these people want to be free, and yet due to the atmosphere at home, due to sudden pressures, these people cannot handle too much of emotionality, and that makes them a little temperamental. However, the memory quotient of these people is very strong, and they will always be drifted towards doing things which are more on an educational level, because this house Cancer talks about education, and moreover they will be towards having a very good memory. When we talk about Mercury in the sign of Leo in the D9, then, and being an Atmakarak, then these people have a soft voice, they are commanding voice nevertheless, and they know how to rule from behind. One. Two, they are very good at writing and oratorship, and they can be good accountants. They can make good accountants in big enterprises, because they are also quick to think on their feet and take right, correct decisions. These people love to travel. They do not want to be associated with big families, or tied down rather by big families and children and everything, but they are good with children. They know how to have fun with children, but I guess the bus stops there. And they also are good with yantras and mantras. Leo typically is a sign of yantra and mantra, and they are good at learning and they're good at teaching all those things also as they would grow up. We need to now talk about Jupiter. So we need to talk about Mercury in the sixth house of the natural zodiac, that is the Virgo sign, and this Virgo as an Atmakarak for Mercury. This is one of the best placements for Mercury as an Atmakarak because it talks about a very strong sense of business, a strong sense of discretion that the person has and the path that the person follows. These people make very good editors. These people make very good accountants. These people make very good checkers, in the sense that they even they're put on quality control or these kind of activities. These people excel in these kind of supervision or administrative level activities where there's a lot of commerce and a lot of checking, discretion, perception that needs to be utilized, because this is the sign where Mercury gets exalted. Here I'd like to take a break and tell you that if Mercury is in any dual sign in the D9 and it is Varga Vargottam from the D1, then we find that these people really have a very strong Mercury working in their favor. And these people can make very good translators, these people can make very good traders, these people can make very good, if the sign is Virgo, then they can make very good accountants or businessmen. If the sign is Sagittarius, then they are good lawyers, extremely good lawyers, travelers, writing traveling blogs. And if it's sign of Pisces, then strong philosophers to go by. So let's continue on the vein of Mercury in the sign of Libra in the D9 as an Atmakar. These people make good money from their partners. These people have a very strong social standing, and they like to have a good way of dressing, a good way of talking to others, such that they are able to captivate the uh, uh, captivate the attention of others. And what more, they're very learned. They use their learnings to move their case forward, and their sense of perception is also very balanced. These people have the gift of the gap, which they utilize well on a public platform or in their partnerships, personal or otherwise. And when we move on to to Mercury as the Atmakarak in the sign of Scorpio, again, a good placement because it brings in a lot of hereditary wealth. It makes a person very strong in life, in the sense that these people can have persistent ability to do a lot of research, can have a lot of input into many things. And these people have a wide variety of knowledge. Again, when Mercury as an Atmakarak is placed in this sign of Scorpio, they also have the ability to do a lot of research, to do a lot of business activities, which is associated with, say, with the insurance companies or all these companies where money is comes in suddenly and on the happening or non-happening of an event. And then, or the gratuity company, all these places. And Mercury in this house also makes one courteous and learned. When we talk about the sign of Sagittarius is a lot to do with finding out the truth, or it is a lot to do with helping others, or a lot to do with setting up an example. And Mercury here can make one a consistently good lawyer. You could have a path in life where you want to excel in your debating abilities, or you can here also travel. And the traveling here will be more of a trying to understand different cultures. And nowadays we have a lot of people who write a lot of traveling blogs for all over the world. So these people could excel in this kind of work, because Mercury is definitely writing, understanding, and the ninth house, Sagittarius, is also about traveling. So trying to understand different cultures, see where we meet and see where we diversify. Mercury is good with perception. So these people can go in for that kind of a job in today's world. Mercury as Atmakaraka in the Navamsha and in the sign of Capricorn makes one a very strong, what should I say? Gives one a strong sense of uh, practicality. These people will be well-renowned authors, chefs, all these things that come with this sign of, or these people can be well-renowned business analysts. These people could have a strong sense of PR because all these things are associated with the sign and Mercury. When we are taking Mercury as an Atmakarak into the sign of Aquarius, we find that the power of understanding something, the power of going deep down and doing discoveries become very strong with this sign and Mercury as the planet. And these people have a very sharp intellect. Anything that they see, it's very easy for them to grasp, understand, and make inferences out of it. They're very well known in their social circuits because this is also a sign which gives you a huge popularity. And Mercury as such is popular because of its wit. Again, being a solid air sign, this gives people a strong wittiness in their talk, and they also know how to talk with gravity. Finally, we come to the sign of Pisces. Yes, Pisces is a sign where Mercury gets debilitated, but it is also the sign where it gets philosophical, where it gets learns to do things for others on a huge level and without a cause or a concern. They just are good with donations. They're good with talking to people. They're good. International acclaim can be seen from Mercury in this house. Let's have a few examples to begin with. Mercury as the Atmakarak in the sign of Aries is Bruce Lee. Remember, I said that they have a lean body. They do have the ability to be agile, quick, and take strong decisions. Mercury as the Atmakarak in the sign of Taurus for Kapil Sharma, and it's with Ketu. So here Ketu makes sure that though he's supposed to be a great wit, supposed to be good at comedy, but we will have to we'll have to give it to him that he doesn't talk much when his guests are talking. He's a good listener, but whenever he opens his mouth to say something, he does have everybody in split. So this is, he knows where his punchlines are, where to make his entry, and that's the one that makes him a great comedian that he is. Again, with the third house, Mercury with moon. Mercury with moon, it is said to be one of the classical combinations to give a person a great sense of comedy, timing, laughter, and we find that in Bharti Singh. A presence of mind to be able to speak anytime, anywhere, and debate and win the debate. That is what Mercury, and being a good tradesman. So this is what we might just see Bharti Singh later on going on to become some business entrepreneur also, because this is what the charts indicate. We have to also see that she made herself big in the world of comedy, which predominantly was male dominated. We move on to the case of Salman Rushdie here, and again we see a good author, third house, Gemini, and a good author. What more, it's Varg, and again with moon and sun, so satirical as well as what comes from within. Emma Watson, we find that her Mercury is in the sign of Libra. Libra is a Sirshodaya sign, Mercury is a fast-giving planet, and it gives continuously throughout. So here she became well established from a very young age, made her name, and got herself a lot of name and recognition, did good things in life, and has profited well. She is also said, as I said, on a public, she's supposed to be well dressed on a public platform. She knows how to carry herself, and she's also good at debate. This comes with Mars being together. So she's supposed to be good at debate also. Uh, Traveler through and through, that is Lalit Modi, with his Mercury being placed in the sign of Sagittarius. A lot of wealth and wisdom also, rightly used or not, can be seen with the influence of Rahu on this Mercury. So when we see the case of Robin Williams or the case of Robert Downey Jr., we will see that their Mercury is in the sign of Pisces. And that gives them international name and fame. A strong wit in case of Robin Williams, because it's with Mars and Rahu, something to think out of the box. Mrs. Doubtfire is definitely an out of box movie. Whereas in case of the Robert Downey Jr., because this Mercury is retrograde and with Saturn, doesn't speak much, but when he does, he knows how to carry people, how to carry even a movie on his shoulder. The Iron Man is quite famous the world over. If Mercury is your Atmakaraka and it has a strong placement in the D9, do let us know how this works in your chart and how you find it out to be correct. Till we meet with you again,
Please hit the bell icon for fresh updates. Don't forget to like, share and comment on the videos, and please subscribe to our channel.